everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. We hit a milestone last night. Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds on YouTube hit 10,000 subscribers. And I am so excited. So thank you all. And if you aren't yet subscribing to my channel, make sure to do so now and hit that bell icon so that you can get notified every time I publish a new video. So this week's theme is transportation. We moved from Valentine's into transportation, which I know is going to be so much fun. It's always a favorite. And before I give you a classroom tour, I want to let you know that I helped create 2 different transportation lesson plans along with some other talented teachers and homeschoolers. We have them for toddlers. There are 20 themed transportation activities, and you can kind of see, this is a sample here, how you can see there's always a picture. Actually, there's 2 pictures. There's a picture on the second page as well. And there's always, it tells you what skills they're building, what materials you'll need, and simple step-by-step instructions. And it tells you how to modify these for children who are a little bit younger or children who are a little bit older. And we have our transportation lesson plans for preschoolers ages 3 to 5. There's 24 different activities in this pack, and just like the toddler lesson plans, there are photos, there are step-by-step instructions with a supply list, and you can also modify these or extend these depending on the level of your learners. So I'm really excited about these lesson plans that I helped create, and you can find the links to both the toddler lesson plans and the preschool lesson plans in the description, so make sure to check those out. And so this week, as I said, we're moving into transportation. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on. Again, not everything is theme related, and I get asked that question a lot. Do you make every single thing in your classroom be related to your theme? No, and you're going to see in this classroom tour that we did not. We also take into consideration what interests our children have. So as I'm observing throughout the day, I see what they're interested in, and we add those activities as well. So let me give you a tour of our classroom. In our block area, we have some of our favorite car toys. We have our wooden cars, but they also love our Melissa and Doug parking garage, and there's a little car wash underneath it, and then there's also the car ramps. And the roadway is actually something that was from a bulletin board border, and we just laminated it and put it on the table. And there's also some extra strips that are on the shelf if the children want to put the road on the floor. In our water table, we are going to be filling boats with water using droppers. Now, we did this last week with hearts, and I can't tell you enough how much these droppers are so good for working their fine motor skills. So they're just going to squirt the water. I'm going to fill either side with a shallow amount of water, and they're going to take the droppers, fill them with water, and then they're going to fill the boats up with water. And of course, the boats will end up in the water as well. But this is a fun, fine motor activity that'll go with our transportation theme. And then in a dramatic play area, this is the example of how we don't do something that is necessarily related to the theme. We decided to have a grocery store because it's very meaningful for the children. Think about all the times that they go to the store with their families and friends. And so they also love using the cash registers. In some of our past dramatic play centers, we had cash registers, so they've loved that. So we just took some things that we had from home, empty boxes, and we put them on our shelf. We have bags and baskets, and we even have a scale. And so they're going to have a lot of fun. Well, we can say that this is part of the transportation theme because they're taking their car to the store to go grocery shopping. And then over in our science and exploration area, we have these magnetic vehicles, and there's different parts to them. And so the children have to figure out which one's the car, which one's the airplane, which one's the boat, and they have to put the pieces together to make that vehicle. So this is a fun way to explore magnets while also exploring the different types of transportation. And then one of our circle time activities is going to be sorting, and matching colors. I love to do activities like this at the circle because it keeps them engaged. They're actually part of it. So they're just going to, I'm going to give them each a small object and they're going to match it to the same color. Again, it's a great way to get them involved during our circle time while also building skills. And some of the books that we will be reading this week, My Truck is Stuck, Little Blue Truck, and Good Night, Construction Site. And then over on our writing area, we have our chunky transportation stamps and our big stamp pads and some paper and markers. And then I also have, we have our vertical whiteboard that I taped it's a background landscape for a construction scene, and then it has reusable stickers. And so normally this is done on a flat surface on a table, but I decided to put it on a vertical surface just to give it just a little bit of a different fine motor challenge. And at our Play-Doh table, we have rollers and we have our slicers, and then we also have a variety of transportation cookie cutters. And on our easel, we have our big transportation color pages that we're going to use with watercolors. And this is a free printable. I'll drop a link in the description, but it has the car, and then it has an airplane, and it has a boat. And so the children can choose which one they want, and then they can paint it. On our light table, we are going to be working with gears. Can you make it move? So since we're talking about things that move in transportation, we thought this would be a fun idea for our light table. So I put together a fun art activity that I thought would go well with the transportation theme because it's all about what moves. So I took our rain gutter. This is the same one that we used with our Itsy Bitsy Spider sensory bin and our Jingle Bell sensory bin. Now we're going to use it for art. So we just taped it to a box, to the side of a box, and we put paper inside it. This contains all the paint. And then we're going to squirt some paint in this bowl, and it's going to get all over the plastic golf ball. And then they're going to use bug tongs to pick it up because this is a great fine motor. There's going to be paint on this golf ball, and then they're going to drop it, and it's going to go down, spout, and then as they do this, the paint that's on the golf ball is going to leave a trail all over the paper, and they're going to be different colors so that they'll have different color ball trails all over their paper. Another one of our art activities is going to be making a collage. Nothing to do with transportation. I've already shared that not everything we do is related to our theme. This is related to an interest of the children. They love doing collages, and I want to keep that going. They have had so much fun with it, and they also love squeezing glue. So I have some cardboard pieces, I have some glue, and then I have some different, I used some felt last week to cut out some hearts, and then I decided to take the leftover scraps and cut them into different shapes. They're going to glue those onto the cardboard. We've got some buttons, and we have some pom-poms and feathers as well. One of our activities this week is we are going to be working on some simple shapes. This is a printable that I have that has the triangle, the square, and the circle. And then I'm going to use big buttons. You can use pom-poms as well, or any other little small manipulative. And then they're just simply going to put the pieces, the buttons, on the circles to make the shape. Another free printable that I have, and the links to all of these printables are in the description. This is a left to right pre-writing activity. And they just take a dry erase marker, they start at the car, and then they go on the roadway until they get to the finish flag. So they just go using their markers. This is a great way for them to work on left to right while also working on following the path. Another activity that we'll have for our transportation theme is this space rocket, and we put the astronaut inside, and you take it apart, and then you build it, and it's kind of like some magnetic pieces on there that kind of help them to just stick right on there. So this is a fun little activity that we will have at our table during centers time. And this table activity is a free printable that I've put together, and the link is in the description. And they just match the car up to the same color circle. Just like that, just a very simple color matching transportation activity. We have two other activities for our table, and that is this Chunky Melissa and Doug construction puzzle, and also these sound puzzles. They have to match, make sure they have the same transportation vehicle. In this case, it's the boat, and when they get it together, it makes the noise. And then in our sensory bin, we have some construction going on. We have our kinetic sand, and we have some Lincoln logs, and we have some rocks, and we have some signs. Those are actually kind of like cake toppers, cupcake toppers. And then we also have our little construction vehicles. So that's how we have our classroom set up for the transportation theme. Thanks for watching.